All right, today I got a nice little stack of comics to review. Some of which I don't remember what was in the inside story was about by looking at the cover. We're gonna have to check it out and see. But yeah, I noticed my camera's got some fuzziness around, so I'll have to watch the video see if that's picking up like that. See what's going on. Otherwise, I may have to switch to my external camera in the future. But we're starting out with a Blood Hunt tie-in, Wolverine #1. Grabbed it because of the Scotty Young cover, of course. Couldn't pass that up. With his mutant healing factor enhanced, senses, and razor sharp adamantium claws, the mutant known as Logan has been sought after and used as a weapon countless times in his long life. Now he serves no man, doing what he does best wherever he sees fit as the Wolverine. Vampires, using dark force energy to blot out the sun, are now free to roam the earth, terrorizing humanity in a bid for world domination. Who can stand against the undead horde? Let's check out some of this Blood Hunt to find out. This one's done by Tom Waltz, Juan Jose Reap, Garu FX, VC's Corey Petit, and Ben Harvey. And did the cover work, but that was not his cover because this is a Scotty Young cover, so he does not matter. But we see Logan sitting in a bar, as he tends to do, hanging out, waiting for someone to show up. They don't want to give away who he's waiting for. And while he's waiting, some militant vampires show up, and they end up in a brawl, of course. And then our character shows up, her name's Louise, but she reminds me of a warrior nun. But that would not be Marvel related. So she also has that Liesl Van Helsing feel to her, vampire hunter. But yeah, she's got her own vampiric issues, and they work together to try and figure out what's going on. They have their own little sex of vampires that not sex as in SECTS of vampires that they've been separately dealing with, and now they're crossing over with each other and going to team up and deal with vampires the best they can. Uh, I've liked everything Blood Hunt so far. Had a lot of fun reading the Red Band edition and stuff, and then a couple of little side stories were enjoyable to check out. And we picked up this out of one of the claim sales, the Dead X-Men, which I'm not an X-Men fan. I bought it because I thought this was Negasonic Warhead, that she was going to be in the book, and it just so happens that she's not. The character that's in here that I thought was Negasonic Warhead is Jubilee, so I'm completely wrong, but I couldn't get into it. I don't care for any of these characters. None of them interested me. You got Jubilee, Prodigy, Frenzy, Cannonball, and Dazzler are the ones that are apparently on the cover, I guess. But I thought for sure that was Negasonic Warheads. I was excited to finally get to read a story with her in it, and I did. But these characters dealing together, working, or trying to work together, and all their issues and stuff. They're dealing with Ultron robots again. Another. I mean, the cover gives it to you because I'm thinking Dead X-Men. I was thinking those were zombies in the background, but they're just a bunch of robots that they have to deal with. Could not get into that story. I tried. I personally don't care for the group X-Men stories. I should have known better, but picked it up, but now it will be going for sale. We got Fred and Bianca, classic x-thief, Valentine's Day Massacre, little comics interview, one shot. Uh, I probably had this or have it because the shop I bought out had tons of comics interview magazines, some still sealed with cards and books and all that, posters, whatever. But yeah, this is Henry Vogel, Mark Probst, Jim Massara, Dwight John Zimmerman working on this. Uh, you basically have a variety of different anamorphic style characters, but we got this one guy it's pretty badass to start with, and he's battling away with a bunch of these characters. In the beginning, it's kind of got that sci-fi Star Wars parody style feel to it, but yeah, I liked all the characters in it. I'm interested where it goes, how long the original run was, since this was just an offshoot. I mean, our female character, she's constantly being kidnapped by this character down here. He's there, and her current boyfriend is this little dude, and he's trying to save her from this character who's trying to basically get her to behave herself and eventually fall in love with him and stay with him, but she wants nothing to do with him, and he's like an escape artist, and he keeps doing more and more stuff to tie her up, and he uses electronic clamps, regular clamp, and uh, tie up type things. He uses a device that pretty much puts her in a metal sarcophagus type thing, and everything he does, she keeps escaping. But you see basically those two chasing each other and trying to keep the girl to themselves, and she's like, "Ain't happening," and they just do what they can, and you get to see them two battle for her affection and whether or not she wants to give it either one her affection or not. We got a beautiful Howard the Duck, issue 6, The Secret of the Cellar Sinister. This was a nice little Frankenstein style story with Howie, and it's like I feel bad for him because, or not for him, for uh, dang it, Beth, Bev. I just don't know why she slips my mind, but it starts out with Howard and Bev. Howard being stubborn, trying to smoke his cigar where he isn't supposed to smoke, so they get kicked off their current transportation and have to do some hitchhiking out in a nasty storm. And she's just miserable, and he's just doing his little puns and being a little jackass. He's like, I'm done with it. I'm out of here. He basically takes a nap in the woods. He goes on and finds a castle that she comes across. Some kids come across Howard and are like, what the heck? Is it alive? Is it dead? Because he's laying there sleeping. And all of a sudden he wakes up and starts talking. It's like, oh, it's a talking duck that's wearing clothes. What the heck is going on? And the kids kind of, Howard kind of tracks them down where they came from because they run off. Scared of him at first, but then when he gets caught up to where the kids are, there's a bus and there's the counselor that's running the whole thing. And he's very religious and basically starts going off on Howard being an abomination, of course, because he's not human. And at the same time, we got our Bev character who went to this castle and finds this young girl that's in the castle and her caretakers and stuff. And we find out that the villagers are coming to attack the castle, Frankenstein it, as they did in Frankenstein. And I, it's like the '90s got bad with some of the advertisements, but back in this day, every other page is you'll have 2 pages of story, then 2 pages of advertisements, 2 pages of story, then 2 pages of advertisement. Then this hits a section where you get 4 pages of advertisements. Like there's just so many ads in here. I like looking at the old ads. They bring back memories of the weird things that we bought when we were kids and stuff. But it's I don't want to give it away, but the house kind of smells like cookies, and there's interesting little plot going on in the dungeons of this house that Bev walked to, that Howard will appear at. And there's a very interesting characters that are inside there with the young girl and why she is there. And you find out all that if you read this. Granted, it's probably really hard to find. I could spoil the whole thing for you, but I don't want to. I want you to find your own issue. It took me forever to find an issue. All right, next up, we got all new. This is Dark Rain Run. All new Savage She-Hulk. Number 1 of 4 and number 2 of 4. Picked these up because I really enjoyed the new She-Hulk run. At least the first 6 issues that I checked out were really enjoyable, so I figured I'd check this out. And right off the bat, I was disappointed. It starts out very shoddy artwork. Uh, it was rushed imagery and stuff. She changes her image a lot in here. I mean, there are some nice pages. You had a nice full page splash page right there, but then you get to where she's back from the scene a little bit, and she's got more of a flat face, and I don't know, it was pulling me in and out of it, and the different imagery and stuff. But then I see her, and she's using weaponry and all that, and it's like she's dealing with these people she's battling. A bunch of characters after her, and it never really felt hulkish. It felt just like someone dealing with a battle, using anything around surroundings around them, the weaponry and stuff like that. It just you weren't seeing her bust out and do any big explosive Hulk style movements, smash, Hulk smash, type things. So it just wasn't interesting me at all. It wasn't clicking. Uh, she was dealing with a variety of she had the militant characters that attacked her. She's got prehistoric creatures that are attacking her. She's got like tribal characters attacking her, and all this stuff happening, and it just the whole time I just didn't feel like I was reading a Hulk character at all. It just felt like someone that didn't really have any special powers and was just dealing with the battle, trying to get through it, and it just would not pull me in. Uh, you get in the second issues where it finally felt Hulkish because you pretty much got 2 She-Hulks battling away, and they're grabbing big old giant pillars and stuff. That felt like a Hulk story once we got there, but by then I was so burnt out on the storyline, I just couldn't get back into it. Uh, yeah, sadly, I'll stick with She-Hulk. I don't think I'm gonna mess with the savage She-Hulk anymore. Should have known better. I'm not into the more prehistoric style storylines. I'd rather stick with the original one as a lawyer and a badass Hulk. We got 68 Jungle Jim, Guts and Glory. One shot from Image Comics. This one, the cover caught me. Never heard of it. Glad I picked it up because it's a one shot. Because I find out in the back that there's 4 volumes at least that are out that I'm going to have to eventually pick up. But yeah, I don't want to show that off the bat. There's a lot of gruesome imagery in here and stuff. But yeah, here's our character, our Jungle Jim character, all set up with whatever he could make weaponry out of the jungle, out of the Vietnam jungle, and his interesting weaponry he has. But he's basically going around helping people, and it starts out with him helping some what do you call them? The ones that go overseas to help different countries, and uh, I got Red Cross stuck in my head, but it's not Red Cross. But it's the kids, the teenagers, the young adults that like to go overseas to help out, put band-aids on people and stuff like that. Think that they're changing the world, and while they are, a lot of them get caught up in warfare, guerrilla warfare, stuff like that. And their villages get attacked, they get attacked if they're out in the woods, out in the jungles, wherever, and left alone to their own antics, and some bad people come their way. They're going to have to deal with it. And this one gets pretty graphic throughout it, but it is pretty much a Vietnam storyline crossed over with a zombie influence. We get to see what would happen if zombies kind of like took over Vietnam, and they are zombies that have, I'm guessing they have some of their mental acuity there, and their one character comes popping out of the trees with a heavy machine gun and unloads the machine gun, so he's able to hold the gun, point and shoot. So I think you're gonna see smart zombies in here and stuff, but we also get some very funky zombies. The imagery and stuff in here, it's pretty gruesome. They did an awesome job. Definitely has the uh, feel of Sam Raimi and stuff with the imagery in here. But we got Mark Kidwell, Jeff Zarnov, Jay Photos, and Tom Belong worked on this one. But yeah, in the back it mentions the 4 volumes, so I am going to search for those, see if I can get my hands on them, because that is definitely my type of zombie story. I really enjoyed how deep, in depth they go on that one. Then our last one is Their Tricks Are the Best Treat. We got Wicked Witches one shot from Antarctic Press. Has a variety of people that did stuff in here. It starts out in order. It starts out with Kelsey Shannon doing some things, then David Hutchinson, Joe White, Ben Dunn, Dylan Fagan, Fred Perry, and Austin Rogers. Uh, you get nice little poster print images in the beginning. I'm not going to show them all off because I want you to pick up your own book. But yeah, they have some wonderful witchy imagery in the beginning, and then all of a sudden it jumps into a fun story. The story was very enjoyable. Kind of got like this troublesome little witch in a tower that wants to have some special potion to enhance her day, and she just goes in, grabs something that ends up turning her into something that she wasn't expecting, but yet she kind of goes with it. There's a beautiful black and white splash page here. Uh, but yeah, it's a great story. Here's some of the imagery of Ben Dunn's storyline in here. I really enjoyed that character, that barbarian female type characters that we get introduced to in here. She has to deal with another barbarian type warrior and stuff in her storyline, but it was very enjoyable, very well done. And then we get into a prose novel type thing that goes for a few pages. That also takes you deeper into the witch storylines and lore and stuff. And it's very interesting stuff in there that they talk about. Yeah, that was definitely a picker upper. Uh, Check it out from Antarctic Press. Nice little virgin cover on the back and regular cover on the front. But yeah, nice little pile of comics again. Check those out. Keep following under the color of MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us those likes. That little bell next to the subscribe button to catch any of my live events that hopefully I'll be doing soon. So check those out. Check out Crimson Color Comic Club if you want to check out our group podcast. And we'll be back with more of these soon. All right. Thanks. Bye.